Hello everybody and welcome to Tampa, Florida. Raymond James Stadium is our location for the Week 4 matchup between the Denver Broncos and your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This matchup is key because Tampa Bay is still winless. After an 0-3 start, they will take on Mark Sanchez and the Super Bowl defense of the Denver Broncos in hopes of their first victory of the season. No Peyton Manning. Should it be easier on offense? Only time will tell. Welcome to Raymond James Stadium. My name is James, or JT Plays on YouTube. And Trevor Siemian is not starting in Denver. No, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Sanchez is. So, maybe give the favor of offense into Tampa Bay's hands. See what they can do with it, and let them play. But for right now, we have to worry about defense because that's where Tampa Bay's struggles have been coming from all season long. All 3 weeks hasn't been good. Let's get into it. 2nd and 8 after each team goes 3 and out. Tampa Bay will get the ball, and this is Charles Sims breaking off a 9-yard catch and run after missing a defender or shrugging him off. And that's a new set of downs. So 2nd and 10. Winston gonna roll, has his man wide open. That is Marcus Colston, who tiptoes for an extra 5-6 yards. And just like that, Tampa Bay is in Denver territory and threatening. Now from the 14, Mike Evans makes a catch. Haven't heard his name a lot this year because he hasn't been there all this year. We're looking to improve his catching stats in the future. From the 8-yard line, Winston shrugs one off. He's going to take off, holds onto the ball, but not before taking a powerful shot from DeMarcus Ware. And the Broncos now at their own goal line. A little surprising for them. From the 3, man in motion. So, what do? Well, they pass to the fullback. Marcus Colston, your man in motion. Winston, little 2-3 step drop. Dump off to Keanu Small. And Keanu Small looks so big right now. Gives Tampa Bay a 6-0 lead. In the replay, Marcus Colston actually almost blocks Keanu Small from getting in because he was playing if Keanu Small did not see the pass in time. But 7-0 lead. Denver comes right down the field in one play, and that is Benny Fowler. We'll have more on him as we go later into the game. For right now, that's a big chunk of yardage, gets him in Tampa Bay territory. 2nd and 18, a little pass to Virgil Green for a good chunk of yardage, 13 yards, but not enough for a first down. However, C.J. Anderson would get that first down one play later. Now it brings up 2nd and 12, 6 minutes to go in the first. Handoff to C.J. Anderson. He is going nowhere and nowhere in a hurry. He doesn't gain anything. He wants to know where his O-line was. Well, they weren't there at all either. 3rd and 12 after no yards gained by C.J. Anderson. Sanchez, 3-step drop, fires and hits his man Benny Fowler once again on the drive. Big clutch catch and first down. However, on 2nd and goal, the Tampa Bay defense and the so-called 12th man, who does belong in Seattle, apparently made a trip down here to Tampa because on 2nd and goal, a no-yard run and then an incomplete pass has Brandon McManus coming on the field. He gets a field goal for Denver. Tampa responds with a field goal of their own, and the handoff to C.J. Anderson takes us into halftime. At the end of one half here in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, your Buccaneers lead the Mark Sanchez Denver Broncos 10-3. Would it be different if Trevor Siemian was behind the O-line? Well, maybe, but it's a little too late to figure that out. Halftime stats, Tampa Bay is dominating 120-77 in the passing and 61 to under 50 for the Broncos. Halftime, Charles Sims, 6 carries, 29 yards. Mark Sanchez, 8 for 15, 98 yards. C.J. Anderson, 13 carries, 21 yards. And only one touchdown, and that was by Keanu Small. For Winston, 15 for 23, buck 41. And that is the halftime show. So, right here, you're just seeing the little end highlights. And in the first half, Denver leads Tampa Bay in sacks 3-2. So O-line security a little important in the second half. Let's see if they can work on it. Tampa Bay gets a field goal to start the second half. Denver 3 and out. Tampa Bay gets the ball back. 8 minutes to go. Charles Sims, that's a good way to start a drive. 1st and 10, gains 11 there. And that is a 1st and 10. Now, a little play action from Winston. He'll dump it, and that is Mike Evans. 2nd time called today, and he is driving the Bucs down the field. 7.5 to play in the third. 13-3. Tampa Bay leads up by 10. Except they want more. Jameis Winston to Vincent Jackson. VJ all day. And the Buccaneers are on upset alert, and upset alert in a hurry. 19-3. Aguayo kicks the extra point. Makes it 20-3. Denver tacks on a field goal. It's 20-6, and we're in the 4th. However, Denver would get on their high horse, no pun intended, and they would start playing Denver football. Maybe Gary Kubiak brought in Peyton Manning to quarterback coach for the 4th. I don't know. But Tampa Bay's defense faded and then wasn't there at all in the 4th quarter. 7 minutes now to play in the 4th. Denver at the Tampa Bay 20. This is still a 14-point game, but let's remember, it's Denver's offense. And right here, that is Benny Fowler. Again, making a highlight play, 3rd of the day for him. And then Mark Sanchez would find Cody Latimer wide open. And the Broncos are in the end zone for the first time today. Tampa Bay, they get a field goal. They're up 10. Big field goal by Aguayo. 3 minutes to play. Benny Fowler. All the way down to the Tampa Bay 3-yard line. And in a matter of one play and 95 yards receiving, Benny Fowler gets the Broncos into the red zone. And Mark Sanchez does them good. Does them dirty, in fact. Dirty Sanchez coming up oh so clean. Finds Virgil Green. And it's a one-possession game, folks. 2 minutes left. 23-20. 3rd and 1. Winston rolling. He'll take off. He's gonna be stopped. And big decision now. Can Anger punt the ball for Tampa Bay ever so softly? Maybe put a little backspin on it and pin the Broncos inside the 15. That would be a huge relief, because right now Mark Sanchez looks unstoppable. So, Brian Anger, back to punt. He'll set up, put a little backspin on the ball, and hope it falls somewhere in the 5. The punt is off. This one not returned. Backspin brings the ball to the 7. And that's where Sanchez will take over. A great punt by Brian Anger. And now it's all defense. They say defense wins championships. Let's find out if it wins Tampa Bay their first game of the year. Sanchez, 3-step drop. Looking, gets hit as he throws. Incomplete. 1st and 10, now 2nd and 10. 1:43 to play after a false start that backs him up to the 4. 2nd and 14. Sanchez, 3-step drop. This one's incomplete. That one intended for Demaryius Thomas, who had only 1 catch today. And from the 4 on 3rd and 14, Sanchez would just barely get out of the end zone. He would be sacked though. And that would be the game, because on 4th and 16, pressure in a hurry. Tampa Bay gets a safety. They're up 5. Denver 1 timeout left. And the rule to safety, you have to punt it away. Well, Tampa Bay is just going to chew the clock. And they are going to beat Denver at home. 0-3 start, no more. 1-3 on the year. You lose to Atlanta. You lose to Arizona. And then you beat Denver. I don't understand what happened today at Raymond James. I'm not going to question it. All we're just going to do is write down the W and then move on, because next week we have Carolina in Charlotte. So if you didn't think one Super Bowl team was bad, how about 2 back-to-back? However, after Charlotte, we do have our bye week, and some breaking news that came before this game. Vincent Jackson is not re-signing with the Buccaneers unless they franchise tag him. So you might not see VJ next year. We'll get more news in the bye week report coming up in here in a couple weeks. But for right now, we're gonna go in the locker room, celebrate the win, and there's your final stats. We'll see you later from Raymond James in Tampa, Florida. Take care.